Last week, we attempted to solve our water problems, practiced flying our light wind sail, and introduced you to Aidan, my friend and now John's friend from Canada, who came to stay with us on the boat for the holidays. His visit ended in Nassau, where we spent nearly a month working on the boat before heading to the remote islands of the Bahamas. Not only do we share with you the engine job that John challenged me to complete, but we also get to try the local cuisine, visit a place that I remember from my childhood, and spend time teaching our new friends how to scuba dive.
Kelly Duncan. It's your birthday. It's your birthday, Kelly Duncan. Happy birthday.
Okay.
30 years old.
I'm not 30.
Close to 30 years old.
Yeah.
Cream of wheat birthday treat.
I shouldn't have tried to relive my childhood on my birthday because it means that I don't get breakfast in bed because I have to make it.
I'm no good at making cream of wheat. How's the cream of wheat birthday treat coming?
Yeah, good. I just added the last minute powder to get the lumps just right.
Lumps?
Yeah, that's how you do it. It tells you do it this way so you don't get lumps. But I do it the way for lumps and it's good.
You get lumps.
Trust me, just trust me.
It's not supposed to be
That's
lumpy.
why I had to make it, because you would have made it and followed the instructions and it would have ended up without lumps. And that would
Delicious, right?
suck. No.
Okay.
My nanny used to always add extra lumps for me. Yeah.
Looks like mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
That looks horrendous.
You're eating it. Now, it should normally be like beautiful golden streaks of brown sugar, but the cane sugar is kind of whitish, so it just looks like cream of wheat milk, but there's sugar in there. And it's gonna be delicious. Let's see. Well, yeah, I guess I'll test it before you test it. Oh, it's perfect. I want your reaction on camera though.
Cream of wheat birthday treat.
Make sure to get milk in there.
Like that?
Yes. Is it good?
Tastes like jelly.
Lumpy jelly?
Slightly lumpy.
Like lumpy jelly sand?
Mmm.
That's it.
Yum.
Do you actually hate it?
It's the texture that's interesting.
There's nothing else like it.
That's for sure.
It's not a tropical food because it makes you sweat a lot in the heat of the morning with a hot bowl of cream of wheat. But it's the perfect winter birthday Canadian delicacy.
Delicacy.
Ow, you're hurting me. Yeah.
It's not a delicacy.
All delicacies are controversial to some people, so you're only proving my point further that it is a delicacy.
No, I'm saying everyone loves it, so it mustn't be a delicacy.
You hate it. You called it revolty.
I'm one person.
Exactly. Controversial.
Just with me. I don't
Yeah, but
think...
if we take a sample of the population, that's half the population hates it, and half thinks it's...
The population of the boat, is that what you're referring to?
Yeah.
What's happening on your birthday?
We're gonna Skype people? So we're gonna Skype my mother and father and sisters and see my nieces. And then we're gonna Skype my very good friends, Danny and Johnny and Greg and Nicola.
Your very good friends?
My very good friends, yeah.
How did you meet them?
Through you.
Yeah, okay.
Skypes are done. It's lunch and beach time.
Beach and lunch or lunch and beach?
Lunch and beach, I think.
Yeah, lunch and beach.
I'm hungry. I mean, the cream of wheat kept me full till late. Oh, till noon.
Okay.
Okay. And off we went to start the trek to the tourist beach, a place I remembered from a childhood visit to the Bahamas with my family as the first time I ever swam in the ocean.
Washing machine.
I didn't prepare my nose properly. Tried to do that. It went underneath. How does my hair look?
This is the most touristy place I've ever been in my life.
Yes, it is.
I've never been to a beach like this.
And to wrap up my birthday celebrations, on the walk back, we stopped for a birthday Bahamian conch salad dinner at a local food stand. And wow, was it good, especially because fresh food at the grocery stores in the Bahamas is so expensive. It was a great end to a great birthday. This morning, I'm taking apart the engine, which I don't know why John gave me this job or why he trusts me to take the engine apart, but I'm having my breakfast. I've got homemade bread with strawberry jam and cream cheese and a nice hot coffee. And then I've got out my work board for the dirty fuel bits for afterwards, and I'll try and take the engine apart. Oh, that's good. It's, to be honest, it's gonna be interesting. Mark my words. Before I start, John, you shouldn't have let me touch the engine. I said it. I told him before he left as well. We'll see what happens. Okay, so the new pump is wired in and mounted. And when I pull the button on the fuel up by the ignition, it makes pump noises. So the pump works. It's $12 on Amazon, but it works. And we had an initial problem where we wired the negative to the closest negative bus bar and the positive up to the switch, and then from the switch to the positive bus bar that's by the switch. But that bus bar is just for our autopilot and our depth sounder and our sailing instruments, and so that bus bar is only hot or like has power supplied to it when the sailing instrument switch is on. And I didn't think we'd want that just in the event we have to like move really quickly or pull up the anchor or whatever and we don't quite have time to switch it on, you know, another boat's dragging at you and you just want to get out of the way, or I don't know. So I've actually taken it off that bus bar, ran a longer wire and brought it back to one that's always got power. So pump works. Now I have my new hose, which we were gonna bypass the old manual pump, but because no one has this metric engine fitting for Volvo Penta, we have to use this one. We can't just get a nipple with the same threads as the, where's the bolt? Uh-oh. Oh, it's in it. Is the bolt, here we go, is the bolt that goes into it. Let me just take this off. Ah, there's 2 washers, okay. So, that's interesting. So, yeah, we wanted a nipple with this size of threads, and then we could have just inserted it one end into the hose, one end into the engine. But it doesn't exist here in Nassau, which I'm sure is a common problem. So we're using the old fitting. We're going into the old manual pump. It'll add a little bit of friction, John was saying, I think, or someone was saying. But the PSI of our new engine, I think, is a little higher. It's like 4 PSI, and someone said you only need a couple PSI. So maybe that'll be good. So we'll go through the old engine, manual pump, and then up to the secondary filter, which all that's already in place. So, yeah, figuring it out as I go. But, I mean, I get stumped on the stupidest problems. Like, you get a bolt like this, and you get your washers. Which side do the washers go on? Is it one on each side? Do you do 2 bolts, 2 washers next to each other? These kind of problems that I think boys just do all the time when they put stuff together, and it stumps me. I want to do it right, but I don't know, like, yeah, I guess I'm probably just gonna guess and do 1 washer on this side and 1 washer on this side and hope for the best. You guys can hang out with me while I work. I like company. Okay. We're gonna attach where that red tape is back on the primary fuel filter right after the fuel tank. That will go one side of our hose. That will lead up to our fuel pump on that end, and then it will pump the fuel from there through the old manual pump up through to here to the secondary filter. And we have to use this fitting because it's got this little metal pipe and we can't get a nipple that is this size of bolt. So we'll just go through the old system, hope for the best. John can give his commentary when he gets back on what he thinks of my job. The fuel pump did not work. I went through the old manual pump because the fittings that we had just seemed to work there, and I didn't want to cut any piece of the engine off or make any drastic changes without John sort of troubleshooting it first. I did look to see where the fuel was running to, so I took the nut, loosened the nut on the secondary filter, and fuel was squirting out there when the pump was running. I did loosen the ejector nut, and fuel was not coming out of there. So it looks like the manual pump is the issue, and trying to go through that, because you can see where the fuel goes up to the secondary. That's good, but then the other line coming out of the manual pump is the one that goes to the injector, and obviously that one's not good. So John got home and he took a look, and he told me we're just gonna use the fitting that goes into the old manual pump, remove the old fitting that goes into the secondary filter, and it should be interchangeable. So I'm going to try that. It's not a permanent cut anything kind of fix, so that's reassuring at least. And after rerouting the fuel and creating a blanking plate for the spot where the old manual pump sat, the fuel pump appeared to be pumping fuel correctly. The only problem? The starter motor, which had been serviced by John not too long ago, was no longer working, so we couldn't fully test it until we replaced the starter motor altogether. So I guess this is how a starter motor works. The electrical gets hooked up to the back. 4 wires to be investigated, what those do. There would be 4. And then this must grip onto something. I want to say drive shaft, but I don't know what the drive shaft is. Crankshaft? Or is that the crankshaft? I don't know. But that grips onto something that turns this? Maybe? It's interesting. But It's done. With the new starter motor in and the engine running well, I finally had time to teach our new friends to scuba dive.
Kali is a super best diver instructor, and she will teach me how to dive, and I will do my paddy with a big buddy here.
Who makes us lunch?
Hey there.
And the boss supervising.
Yeah, man.
Does my French accent was good?
Yeah, it was really good.
That's perfect.
Yeah, the only trouble is you haven't been in the water, so you don't know if I'm a super dive instructor yet.
Well,
You're just assuming it'll be fine.
yeah.
It had been over a month in Nassau now, with so much time spent at the marina fixing the engine that I was nearly made a staff member. But it was time to leave. We had goodbye dinners with friends, squeezed in time to teach some last-minute wakeboarding lessons, and pulled up the anchor before waving goodbye to our friends as we escaped from the big city. Check out next week as we leave Nassau for the beautiful Exuma's Island chain, where we enjoy an anchorage all to ourselves, start honing our spearfishing skills, see some cool sights both above and below the water, and try and track down a pub where we can watch our favorite football team play in the Super Bowl.